everything we can do to eliminate all of the extraneous stuff that Draymond Green brings. Are they a better basketball team when he's on the floor?
Sometimes, yeah. Not always.
Well, that's true about anyone, right?
Well, Steph Curry,
Okay.
no.
So he set him aside.
Well, so it's like Steph Curry is 100%. They're better when he plays versus when he doesn't play. Draymond Green used to be 95%, and now it's probably 60-40. Because Draymond Green now, what he does and what he brings is not always positive. And, you've got other power forwards playing in his spot, TJD and Kuminga, guys who are contributing in ways that he normally does. And, Draymond Green brings a lot of negative, unfortunately.
Okay. I bet, I'll buy everything you're saying, but even though you said 60-40, which I would argue by definition means the answer is yes. If I made you just say yes or no, are they a better basketball team with him on the floor? All right.
Sure.
All right, so 888-957-9570. Why did everybody gasp or groan when Adrian Wojnarowski tweeted out earlier today he's coming back?
Because the fan experience is not better when he is around versus when he's not around.
Are you sure about that?
I'm pretty sure.
I mean,
I'm pretty sure. My
pretty interesting guy.
As a fan, as a broadcaster on the flagship station talking about the Warriors for, 20 hours a week, oh yeah, I need Draymond. I need Draymond because he brings controversy and he makes my job easier because he gives me something to talk about. But as a fan watching the game, no, I don't like the way he plays. I don't like his constant ref haranguing, his complaining, the fact that he doesn't really score. His defense is not what it used to be. To me, being a fan of the Warriors is less about Draymond than it ever was before.
Yeah, I still think that most fans, though, even though, there's nothing you're going to say there with that answer that I'm going to disagree with.
Yeah, it's just me as a fan. You know?
But it's
and
also,
me, I've never been a huge Draymond guy.
Right, but that said, you're also bringing up stuff that we all know to be true. We all know the complicated nature of everything that is Draymond Green. But with all that said, don't you think that the majority of fans, when you ask them what they're looking for out of Warrior basketball, it's winning. Now, I would argue the only other word that you could even stick in there is entertainment, but most people attach those two words. Winning is more entertaining than losing.
Yeah.
Now, there is a way to be interesting even when you're not a great team. We can look around and find examples of that. There's sort of three things in sports that we look at. And what you don't want to be is what the San Francisco Giants are right now. Because they're not terrible. What? They're not awful, but they're boring. Yeah. So I'd rather be bad. I'd rather be bad than boring because you're in an entertainment world. But most fans are looking for winning. So again, if we go through the process here, if we make this like a belt, and these are little notches on the belt, are they a better team with him? Yes. Are you more interested or entertained when he's on the floor versus off? I think most people would say yes. Or even just the idea of if they're better, are you more entertained because they're more likely to win? Yes. Okay, if we keep getting affirmatives, why do so many of you not want him back?
Because these are not full notches. And if you look at this team in terms of winning, they're not going to go from a 41-41 team without him to a 55-27 team with him. They're just not. And this is the fan opinion.
No, till you see it.
This is the fan opinion.
That's fine.
You look at their record this year with him and the record without him, it's identical. He is no longer the player that he was in terms of impacting, winning, and a championship. And I think that many fans look at this team and they look at them and say, they're probably not a championship team with him or without him anymore.
Of course.
So if that's the reality, so then what are we talking about in terms of winning? We're talking about with Draymond 45 wins and maybe you make it into the playoffs and maybe you win a round, or without him 39 wins and you go in the lottery. What's the difference? You're not going to win a championship. So if it comes down for me for entertainment value, I'm more entertained by TJD. I'm more entertained by Jonathan Kuminga. I'm more entertained by what the promise of the future brings, as opposed to watching a guy complain and commit flagrants and do all the things that I've already seen him do. I'm good. I'm good with all that, Draymond. If you're not going to win me a title, then I'd rather see somebody else. That's me.
Promise me something right now, that you will not take what I'm about to say as disingenuous.
No, of course not.
Okay?
You've always been very genuine.
It's well past 2 o'clock. Anyway, so I want to weave you.
Just don't put words in my mouth.
I want to weave you toward something that I find to be a little bit of a push-pull in this conversation. If you feel the way you feel, which is totally understandable and fine, but if you feel that way, why wouldn't you trade Steph?
Because Steph is entertaining. And Steph is somebody who has never made me feel, as a fan, like I don't want to watch.
Let me ask it a different way.
Steph makes me want to watch this team. Steph makes me want to go to the game. Steph makes me want to watch them play Miami, even though he went 3 for 15 and he stunk and they stunk. I went there thinking, you know what? Steph is playing and it's not a good year and they're not going to win a championship, but this guy, I want to watch him play.
Fair answer. How about if I ask it a different way? Why wouldn't Steph ask for a trade?
I don't know. I can't put myself in Steph's mind.
Well, I mean, we do that all the time.
Right.
Give it a shot.
I think Steph would rather finish his career here and in an area where he's now raising his family, 3 kids. He's probably has a nice little home, even though he's got a NIMBY situation with a development outside his back fence that he doesn't love. He can always move somewhere else if he wants. I think Steph is entrenched in the Bay Area to the point where else would he want to be? I don't think that he wants to chase a championship.
Remember, again, not being disingenuous, and these are complete, these are hypothetical scenarios in order to make a point. So people like you, Lionel on YouTube, calm the bleep down. I don't want Steph traded. That's stupid. Don't be stupid. I won't be stupid. You won't be stupid.
You want Steph out.
Agreement? Can we agree?
No, agreed.
You know be stupid. I know be stupid. Let's have fun. All right. Here's what I'm saying. I'm not, and you can be, I'm not in a spot where I want to respond to the Warriors' issues by saying, let's build for the future. I'm not there. It's not that I still think that they can win a title or think that they will or whatever. I'm just not there. So I'm not activated by the idea of, Draymond comes back and that's going to get in the way of young people. Oh, no. Oh, gosh. The young people are going to have to wait their turn again.
Right.
Can't stand it. Let's build to the future. If you're built for the future person, great. I get it. I totally get it. You've decided there's no chance in hell that the Warriors are going to win another ring. But if you've decided that and you sort of shrug, which I felt when I was listening to you, you sort of shrug your shoulders and almost you touched your tippy toes to the idea of, what's the point? What's the point this year anyway?
Well, they're not going to win anyway.
Well, then why are we even playing?
Because it's entertainment. That's why.
You're risking a knee injury or you're risking a this, that, or the other.
Well, you're playing because it's entertainment. And Steph is entertaining. And Clay is a Warrior and he's entertaining. And you got Chris Paul and you have all these other guys. And this year has been, as much as it's been up and down and uneven, it's been fun watching Pajemski and TJD and Kuminga and Moody when he's allowed to put on a uniform and actually play. That's been fun. Watching Draymond come back and do what Draymond does, to me, is not something I'm looking forward to.
Fine.
I'm just not.
And obviously, in an entertainment world, we all get to go to a movie and come out and go, loved it or hated it.
Right.
Totally. Obviously, that's great.
Mean Girls is a remake that is about to come out, and I'm out on Mean Girls. I saw the first one. It was good. It was unique. Wonka has come out already.
Really?
I'm not interested in Wonka, the remake.
I like the word wonky, though. You know, like that's kind of a way to describe the Warriors' starting lineup this year.
It's been a little bit different.
They come out and it's like, they're down 16-5. It's a little wonky. But yeah, I'm largely with you. I kind of lost movies 5 years ago.
Yeah.
I hate that because I love movies, but between COVID and life, I don't even know what the hell's coming out.
True.
My daughter went to a movie last week. I'm like, how do you even know what's playing? I have no clue how to even access that info anymore. Anyway, point is maybe we've stumbled onto the question. What the hell are we doing this year? What's the goal? The Warriors, Bob Myers would suggest, without Draymond, don't know their identity. I think the fan base also doesn't know its identity. Do you want to win this year, or do you want to develop this year?
Well, you want to win,
Stop telling
but you're
me
not going to.
Stop telling me you're going to do both. That's silly. That doesn't exist in sports. We already got rid of that a couple of years ago. So what are we doing this year? What is the goal? Is it just to entertain you? Should we make popcorn? Is it there's a flicker of hope that things could all turn the correct way? Is it develop for the future? And do we all acknowledge that all of the different people in the building are collectively in a locker room and all of those interests don't match?
Right. The goal is to win.
Okay. And then Draymond comes back and starts.
Of course he does.
Okay.
But it doesn't mean that I, as a fan, want that. And it doesn't mean that I, as a fan, am excited about that. And that was your ultimate question in terms of, Draymond coming back. How does it make you feel? Because I don't think that if Draymond comes back and you make no moves and everybody is still a Warriors that was a Warriors, I don't think that you're a championship team. I don't think that you get out of the second round. You might win a round, although I doubt that you win a round. You might not even make it out of the play-in. You might not even make it into the play-in. So what are we doing? Is that what we're doing? If that's what we're doing, then that's fine because you're trying to win. I don't think that Draymond comes back and you're not trying to win in any way, shape, or form. But as a fan, Draymond coming back does not make me any more excited about their ability to win or the fact that guys who I'm starting to really enjoy watching are going to play less.
Well, and again, there's no wrong answer here.
Right.
Y'all get to watch this however you want.
Feelings, for sure.
But I just personally find that if you're going to answer it the way that at portions you did, the goal is to win.
Of course.
Then you should be excited that Draymond's about to get reinstated.
But Draymond this year, and forget the past.
I know.
This year's Draymond, this Draymond does not help you win any more than without Draymond.
That is an opinion.
My opinion.
I disagree with it. I know there's small sample data. I would give you Bob Myers, Steve Kerr, and everybody who matters, Steph Curry as well, with the Warriors organization that disagrees.
Basing it on his past.
Disagrees with your point.
Right. They're not going to come out and say, though, well, we could do better without Draymond than with Draymond.
If they felt like that, then they would slow play the hell out of this.
And the only sample that I would lean on would be the sample of the entirety of this year, where you've now played like 40% of the year. And in 40% of the year, you've been the exact same with and without him. Shout out you two, with or without you.
But you know the holes in play. I mean, who did they play?
Of course.
They were very heavy on the road with Draymond early. They've been very heavy on the home schedule without him. I mean, they're
beat Boston without him.
Yes,
lost to Denver without him.
I'm not saying that they are like markedly crazy different, but come on, veteran better than pups for winning. That's the way it works in pro sports.
Yeah,
usually.
Usually.
Yeah.
Not so far this year.